What's going on, everybody? Doc here, average gamer. Guys, jumping into free to play last day on Earth, and we got some updates for you. Actually, a pretty decently big one. I've got a couple of things going on right now. We're currently hunting greedy, trying to work up some season pass rewards as well. Just make some good progress here at the start of the season. And I do believe that we will have a chance to get the top end reward from the Leprechaun's luck here, but it's going to take me a bit of grinding. So I just got a greedy reset. We're going to go hit. This will be my second one here for today. But in addition to that, I have been spending some time and grinding through. I just completed this. I think is only my second time on free to play completing the port lab here on hard mode. We got pretty lucky. I want to talk about this for just a quick brief second, and then I'll jump into our update as well. And I'm actually really excited for this milestone, this advancement, if you will. I got really lucky. Well, I got partially lucky. I'm going to talk about my strategy here on free to play, how I was able to get this done. Full clearance, I did everything. You can see all the sectors unlock. I'll show you the rewards that we ended up getting. I want to also go ahead and take a look here. Here is how this rolled over the course of the 4 levels. And I got really, really lucky on stage 1 to get Thorns. This is one of the best, in my opinion, free to play, non-refreshable perks that you can pick up. If you're not familiar with this, attacker takes retaliatory damage equivalent to your armor for every successful attack. Now, the nice part about this is on hard mode, this still deals base damage. So if your armor is 30 or 42 or whatever it is, that's how much they take, which is really, really nice. So here's how this set up for me. I had Sector 1A where they were getting an increase in health or damage based on the decrease in their missing health, which is a pretty tough one sometimes. Enemies' attacks are restoring 10 to 25 of their health points. This was probably the worst one for me in this run through just because they were healing a little bit. The nice part is I was able to keep enough distance while I was moving through here. Then usually the final hit on me, if I took one, would end up killing them because they would take the damage first before restoring it. So that worked out really nice. 50% less damage for melee weapons doesn't matter here. And I actually want to talk about this. I do think in the future, I would hope we would see a melee weapon that could defeat armored zombies. I think it'd be really interesting. Or maybe it's a mod, I'm not sure, for like machete or pipe or something. I think could be pretty interesting. Let me know what you think about that idea down below. And then as enemies' damage is increased by 15%, that obviously kind of stinks. We end up getting emergency button, which disables all traps. Both of these combined were really, really helpful. Disabling the traps in the lab is probably, it's one of the more annoying things, but also can be pretty tough as you move through, especially in the Bravo sectors with all of the different ice-related traps or frozen traps. So really happy with that. We got disinfection, which reduced armor's health or enemies' health by 15%. This was a really nice buff. And then we got unbreakable, where we couldn't lose more than 25%. This essentially ended up capping this first one here. So I got really lucky with just a good set of skills. I was really happy to see Thorns and again, emergency button here. So I was able to clear that out, which was really nice. I did this for 2 main reasons. One, I'm trying to grind some caps. So I just did a video a couple of days ago now that covered how you can grind some caps. Port Lab, by far and away, the lockers are absolutely the best resource to be able to get you some additional progress. I also do want to keep working towards getting my lavatory leveled up. Really what I want is additional perk slots. I want to try to earn some of the enemy debuff ones. That way we can put them in and I can just remove some of the more painful or difficult ones from the pool, right? I'm probably not going to put any buffs in there just because I don't have coins and I can't recycle those. But being able to remove the negative ones that are really impactful can be helpful. So I want to try to keep working towards that. And I think this is just a good kind of late game grind, which is really where we are right now. So I do want to do that. I actually think I might be able to get to level 10. So we'll drop some rewards in here. But more importantly, we got enough We used up a whole bunch of weapons. I'll talk about that here in a second. But we got enough cards to be able to do both keycard A and keycard B. And you can see we had cards for both Alpha and Bravo on the main one. So we're going to be able to pick up some really nice rewards here. I'm also going to go ahead and grab Catalyst. And this right here, ladies and gents, is going to be where we hit our next big milestone. So let me crack these storages open. Really excited about this. We'll get some Genesis weapons back, some really good armors. It's really nice. Grab 150 caps here, which is great. Let's crack this one open. Another 150. So there's a nice little 300 cap boost. I grab some grenades. Grab a handful of other parts. I'm not really too much in the need of most of this stuff, but do grab a couple of Genesis weapons and then some good weapons on top, plus some good armors. So like overall, just happy with what we picked up here. But let's go ahead. Let's drop in these hard mode items. That was a nice boost. This will be a nice boost. So that's up a level. And let's see where we end at here. So we are going to get level 10. So I do get another Genesis. I get the Ultimatum, which is really nice. Ooh, really cool. So we get a random perk. This increases the rarity of a common perk for laboratory sectors, and it's applied automatically. So what this does, you're going to get this randomly, or not randomly, but you're going to get this as you level up. What this essentially does is it upgrades. There's a handful of perks in Port Lab that can get upgraded and kind of boost their effectiveness, which is pretty cool. So like, there's one that disables the trap and also deals damage to enemies, which is really, really nice. So that could be an interesting one. And that actually might, disinfection might be, is that the one? That actually might be the one, which would be really insane. This right here is what I truly want. I want more random threat blockers because again, if we roll these right and we get lucky, we can get some perks and we can get some things that we can remove that will not show up for the enemies. For instance, you can get the one where the enemies, heal when they hit you. That would be a great one for me to be able to get. That's a really, really tough one to deal with. So I could go over here and I could throw it into our bioreactor, or I could throw it into this right here, right? And have this so that it removes this. Right here, I have Nemesis removed, so enemies can avoid fatal damage. That's a really nice one, helps to save weapon durability and a whole bunch of stuff. So hopefully we can pick up a handful more of those, which would be really, really nice. So I'll need to look at disinfection. But let's jump into and let's talk about the big upgrade here. I'm going to go to Bioreactor level 3. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that gives me 3 slots. This is actually a really, really big upgrade. Not one that comes very easy because Catalyst can be a little bit difficult. Essentially, you're genuinely only finding this. Either you could get some at Transport Hub, but mostly you're finding it here at Port Lab. We already have our seaweed farm up and running, which uses a lot of this as well. Pumps, glass, we have 50 cement here. This is a really, really nice upgrade. So I'm very, very excited for this. This is really good. I'm also kind of somewhat hopeful for the new region and things getting updated. I don't know if we'll see Bioreactor level 4. I doubt it. But there's not as, there's a non-zero chance that we do. So this could be really cool to get this upgraded and get this to the next level at least. And again, this also just makes it a little bit easier to fill up with like seaweed and other things. You get 3 chambers, so you can go through almost all of Port Lab except for one area on one kind of refill, which is nice. So I'm just really excited about this. This is a big, I would say this is a pretty big milestone upgrade, and I'm happy to finalize this here and get it going. Look at that, 3 chambers into the bioreactor. Very, very cool. And seaweed does great. Now, the other cool part here is Catalyst. We can go ahead and we can just use in the seaweed farm right now. And we can just continue to use this now. We have a pretty unlimited stockpile of seaweed that we can get. Nice part about this is this will just grow. It takes 1 catalyst to get 2 seaweed. So we can kind of just turn on the churn, if you will, for picking up some really, really good rewards, and just make it so that we have lots and lots of opportunity to just keep doing Port Lab, which is great. Now, you're going to see here, I have a whole bunch, a metric ton of Genesis weapons. What ended up happening here is I ran over here. I knew I had the cards for Alpha and Bravo in the main sectors. I had some Genesis weapons stored up, I also had about 120 titanium at the base, ready to go. Well, how I was able to clear this was essentially, I think I only lost maybe 2 Genesis weapons outside of burning the durability on these. And essentially what I did was I utilized my repair bench and my titanium to repair these, make sure I had enough, and was able to come and sweep through that. That is going to be my plan for the foreseeable future with these Genesis weapons and my titanium. So I'm going to be taking a bunch of these back. I'll showcase. It usually takes anywhere between, I don't know, let's call it 9-ish, 9 on like pretty much a full durability titanium to repair this. So 2 stacks of titanium is 2 guns. That may sound very expensive because it is, I'll be honest with you. But in my opinion, it's worth it. I don't have a lot of other things to spend titanium on, and being able to get the progress here is very, very helpful in my opinion. So really excited about that. We're gonna grab some caps here, grab these caps here. I do want to take all these Genesis weapons back, and let's go drop a handful of things off. Again, pretty good rewards, like really happy with a lot of this stuff that we're picking up here. We're gonna have to do a couple of runs back and forth to get everything going. Let me organize here really quickly. My goal here for the greedy event is obviously as many days as we can, hitting it as much as we can, getting as much as we can out of this. I'll probably even leave a handful of Genesis weapons back here. I don't really want to leave the armor. Well, let's leave those. And maybe the shotguns, I guess. The less things I have to transport back and forth, the better off I will be. Maybe we do something like this. I have this armor on that I'm going to look at maybe potentially repairing as well. Yeah, you can see we got a lot of Genesis weapons here. We still got a decent stockpile, actually. After all this is said and done, we're actually doing decently still. And like I said, I really only lost maybe 2 or 3 weapons. I was really, really conscious about durability so that I could repair these, because they're just generally kind of hard to find. And that's not like a knock on Genesis weapons. It does just make grinding it, obviously, that little bit more difficult. And probably a big reason why, if you haven't been able to make it through, you need a good stockpile. You need basically a full tactical backpack's worth to even remotely have a chance, or probably just a few more, depending on which ones you have and a couple of other things. So do keep that in mind. All right, let's just take a bunch of the rewards back here. We'll soak these up. We're gonna have to take a couple of runs. What would I rather have? I would rather have this. I would much rather have steel and carbon composites, and honestly, those. All of that. I have armors that I'm going to wear on the return trip, but I will grab this instead. Okay. I'm going to head back. We're going to knock out Greedy, but I just wanted to share. I'm really excited about that milestone. I'll be honest with you. I am like super, super pumped that we were able to get that done, get that opened up. You can see I got a decent little stockpile still of cards. So another clearance here for both Alpha and Bravo. If I am able to clear both the regular and the hard mode again, I should be set up pretty well to get all 4 crates again and get another 400 to 500 caps from this, which is obviously fantastic and pretty excited about. And that should help set us up pretty good. I will run over after we go and take Greedy out and head over to this and see where we're at in terms of the gas station. I do have a couple other resets to go. I did just knock this out and Blackport PD, so I kind of maximized my caps from those 2 locations. I am going to run up to farm and clear that out. I did also go down to Pier and see if we had any trades available for any caps. I did not, unfortunately. The trades at the fishing pier that just really need a lot of work. They are not good. They are not good. But over just a couple of days, I've been able to stack up 1,600 caps, which is not a small amount. I'm actually really happy with that. I'm pretty excited that we were able to get that progress here. So let me go ahead and just throw a few things down. Doing a really nice job of stacking up flight controllers as well, although I don't know how impactful for me those are going to be. So that is something for me to keep an eye on. I have used up a whole lot of my carbon composite. I've been using up a whole lot of factory parts as well with trying to repair things. But this is how I went about just running the Genesis weapons. I only have about 20 titanium here left. But again, I'm essentially just going to be dropping this in here. This is a full one at 10. So again, seems really expensive. Probably not the ideal use ultimately for titanium, but at this point, I just don't have a better use for it. And at this point right now, I would really rather just keep my Genesis weapons churning, make sure that we're still getting these up. I have a lot of stuff here to repair. And that's just how I'm going to use this going forward. The biggest help, and how I was able to get such a good stockpile on free-to-play for titanium was the fact that we have our daily rewards. And let's see here. Let's just throw on this set of armor. Drop this set of armor here. And we got a couple of weapons here. I got to organize up just really quickly. But I just want to showcase that daily rewards, we've been getting daily rewards so constantly from our settlement that I literally had like a stockpile of like 140 titanium or something. Used up a good bit of it to repair some more weapons. I'm going to use up a whole ton of it to repair the rest of these. But I'll just restock over the couple of days. These take about 25-ish minutes on average to get going. And be in decent shape here in a couple of days. I should be able to go and run Port Lab again. Hopefully get lucky with, some perks and keep turning away at it. So I've also been working and really trying to get up steel here quite a bit. So let me just pop over and I'll showcase this, and then we'll get ready to go take down the greedy man. But daily rewards for settlement. I can't emphasize this enough. Making some progress in this is not easy. It's tough. It is a long grind. You need a lot of merc contracts. You need a ton of luck, to be honest with you, just to get some decent mercenaries. But if you can really grind it, get your van leveled up, keep working on this to get this area leveled up, you really, really can find some good progress. And that is certainly really, really helpful. I have been able to stack up just a lot of resources, not only for the settlement, but also for my main base. It's really helped me to continue to progress, get walls built, get other things. I don't think we're at our stone walls in our base right now if we hadn't focused even a little bit on the settlement. So just really want to highlight that. And I just want to run over and see how much titanium we got left. And we've been collecting this for a long time. So yeah, so I'm down to 34. We used up quite a bit, but I'm fine to grab this. I'll leave a little bit here. That's another couple of weapons for me for Genesis weapons, and I'm okay with that. And that puts us in pretty good shape here. As we take a look at the daily loot, we're hitting 18 mercenary tags, which is really nice. A whole bunch of settlement items. And right here, just a daily titanium bar. 10 days worth of a Genesis weapon. Again, is it the most valuable thing or probably the best use of it? No. There are going to be people that will argue with me and say absolutely not, shouldn't be doing that. I am also getting carbon composite as well. So that's something that we can grab and we can utilize to pump up our weapons. We have 98 of it. So honestly, I'll probably use some of this. We'll grab a good handful of these to take over there and power our weapons up, maybe in combination with the titanium. It's just the best way I have found to be able to grind and actually get through Port Lab with some consistency here on free to play. Now, I'm not trying to do this all the time, every reset or whatever, but on occasion, especially right now where greedy is, rolling and we need the extra caps to kind of help push us over the edge. It's going to be helpful. And I think this is going to really help to put me in a good spot to be able to grab what I need here. So let's go and let's take down the greedy man. Also just been stacking up some weapons, which has been really nice. We'll grab some caps. I'll just share with you where I'm at in terms of all of that. Split these. We got our doggos up. I don't know. Did I fill up? No, I'm close though. I'll be all right. We'll be good. And I really do. I really probably owe a deep dive on the repair bench. We've talked about this quite a bit. I'm also somewhat hopeful, and I don't think this will come anytime soon, but I would love to see this repair station, this repair workbench, be able to get upgraded. I think if we ever saw an expansion to the Genesis store, this would be a really, really great one. Be really interesting. Give an additional slot, right? For maybe some additional parts to be able to drop in for these weapons would be really, really cool, in my opinion. And I just think, again, this is just going to be the best way for me for the foreseeable future. We don't get enough Genesis weapons with regularity. The big next step for me, I think, would be being able to get the forklift at Transport Hub powered up and be able to get that crate with more regularity. If we were able to do that, then I wouldn't have the need to repair the Genesis weapons like I am, but I'm not quite there yet. I still have more settlement progress to go, and I need the ability to make rotors to be able to get that up. That's the last thing that I'm waiting on. So until we can get to that point, I think that's how we're going to do it. And it feels, to me, it feels like the right place to put those resources, grab some extra good stuff. We've just got it leveled up. If I can get a couple of good perks out of Port Lab and remove some of the more painful ones from the enemies, I actually think we could see some pretty good progress. So I'm excited about it. So I'm going to energy up here, and then we'll see you when we go over to grab Greedy and finish him off and grab some caps. All right, let's hunt the Greedy man down here. Oh, he's like right here. And he's running. Get him. Slow him down. Shoot him a whole bunch. And he's dead. 237, and we are up to 2,000 caparoonies. Oh, I really wanted to loot that. That's pretty good. Actually, pretty excited about it. I'm going to kill a couple of these guys here. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the chests that are here. So this is my second grab of him today. I have one more to queue up and grab another couple hundred. And I really think if I'm consistent here, we'll be able to get it. But I am going to run over to the gas station. I'll showcase where I'm at or where we're at. Actually, I need to run back to the base really quickly. I need to figure out if I have any chopper parts that I want to throw in and keep leveling up our wonderful motorcycle. But sitting right now as the recording of this video, although it'll go up a couple days later, I have 8 days. 8 days. That's a pretty good amount of caps that I can grab. I'm going to be able to get resets on Port Lab, at least one of those or two of those. I'll be able to get resets on both PD and Bunker, and I will queue up the farm a couple of times. So actually pretty decent. Should be able to get another at least couple hundred out of all of that. Again, they're not going to be super fantastic, but they should be at least pretty decent. All right, I got some chopper wheels here. Let's see if I got anything else. Got a chopper fork. I think that's it. All right, let's head over and see where we're at. What I want to try to get to, I think safely, I'm shooting for 18K. I think that's on the upper end. I certainly believe I could do it with less. Lots of folks have been chatting in the Discord and had a little bit better success than that. But I think that's a fair place to be. I think that's a fair and reasonable place to be, and then we can start spending them. The one thing I am really worried about is spending all those caps, because it takes a long time to grind that many, and then not being able to get the top end reward. I'd be pretty sad, because I don't really think the rest, especially for free to play, I really don't think like the rest of these things are super impactful. Like a level 3 corgi puppy is great. It's really, really cool. But this doesn't do you any good unless you can make a level 4 corgi puppy that can get the lucky trait, which is basically the same rarity as getting a true friend and bringing you a coin every day. I need multiple of these, so the fact that you only get one is a little sad. You know, I'm not sad about a husky puppy, but like if I was able to get up to here and didn't quite get this, I'd be pretty devastated. I'm not gonna lie. So that's what I'm trying to hedge against, and hopefully we can be lucky enough to not run into that. But it is something that I am thinking about. It looks like we already had these, but I'll drop this stuff in here. Bike's making some decent progress, so that's all right. I got a whole bunch of chopper tires. I need some tanks. Would be fine. I do wish you got like one free reset of this too. I think would be pretty cool. Where we sit once we drop these in here. So I just dropped in 2,000. I'm at 14,400. So I think realistically I need another 3,600 to feel like super safe. How do I get there? That's about 5 days worth ish, at about 750 a day. It's about 5 days worth. I will again get some resets. I'm gonna try to go and complete Port Lab again. That's another about 400 or 500. I don't think. Do we have Bunker Bravo coming up here? We do on the 17th. So Bunker Bravo is another good opportunity to pick up like 50-ish caps or so. I'll get another 50 from a Blackport PD reset, and then I'll get another just handful from farm. And so about 5 days, I think. About 5 days or so, I think I can get enough to be at a point where I'm comfortable to shoot for this. Now, I may wait a little bit longer. I may wait until there's only like a day left in this event to just keep grinding even more caps, just as many caps as possible. You know, we did this. Big Hunt is about to kick off, which won't reward us with any caps. I don't think there's any caps as rewards. I feel like sometimes, no, not Wrecked Ship either. The fact that C4 is here is pretty cool, but Bunker Bravo could be pretty good. So yeah, I think that's where we're gonna land. That's what we're gonna try for. I am at level 54 on the season pass with about 10 days, 11 days left, which is pretty good. So I'm gonna keep grinding that. That's the other reason that I do want to just kind of work Port Lab and some of those other things that'll help me with some season progress. Oh, I forgot about that. I got a jackpot. I did the 2 spins for this to spend the 100, and I got a jackpot on the second spin, and I got a grenade launcher. I almost totally forgot about that, which is really, really funny. So nice little reward. I am actually excited about spinning this. Like, this is the first real time I'll have used all these caps in free-to-play, and I'm pretty excited about seeing kind of what rewards we're able to pick up from spinning it. But I am going to do the 10 spins, and I think that's a good way to do it, to be able to get some progress there. So that's my plan here, and I'm hopeful. Now, I got asked an interesting question. A couple folks have brought this up in some previous videos. Is the Wheel of Chance worth it? My answer to that is yes. And I'll explain it by saying this. The reason my answer to that question is yes is from the perspective that anytime you can get an item at your base where you can run something daily, I think is a huge boost. I think is a really, really big boost. And I say that because I really don't want... that's fine. That's all fine. The reason I say that is granted, some of the rewards are not great. You're getting like 1 charcoal, 1 fuel briquette is like actually okay. The quantity, don't let the quantity fool you on those, just because like those are super worth it. Like a single fuel briquette is like a pretty... It's not fantastic, but like it's still pretty good. It's definitely useful. But anytime you can just get what I would call like free rewards, like think about here in this, right? You can do your unknown box every single day for an ad skip with the chance of getting a pistol, a set of or a piece of armor, or 5 med kits, right? And then potentially picking up both a machete or an AK, which, you know, these don't happen often, But even if these happen 1 every 25 of these, it's a free weapon that you really don't have to do anything for. The fact that the Wheel of Chance has the opportunity to pick up a couple of things that are like really impactful. Some genomes, 50 genomes, I believe is what it was giving, which is like not a small amount. That's pretty good. That helps with Genome Shop. And the Corgi puppy. And a katana. Right? The fact that you could potentially get those on even a remotely regular basis for doing virtually nothing. Right? Virtually nothing outside of grinding this up and getting it now is, I think, really impactful. Right? People have done the math on like the slot machine, and even to a certain extent, like the carrot dispenser from the last Easter event. Carrot dispenser probably less worth it. It's just more of a convenience thing, but you can find a grenade every once in a while, which is pretty cool. But even the slot machine, the fact that you were able to run that, and you would range from I think 10 to 40 caps is what you could get every single day. That stuff just adds up over time. And the amount of grinding that we do in this game, especially for those folks that are looking at free to play, these extra bonus rewards for just getting to this point, being able to get it, if you can, of course, is really impactful. It's really impactful. Now, if you spend money on the game, and again, I do on my non-free to play account, on my main account, that might not be as worth it, but it's still free stuff. It's still free things every day. Even if every 10th day you hit a Corgi puppy, that's like a puppy you're just not finding. You're just not, you don't have great access to it. You have there's like a really hard time finding those. The fact that then you could take those and you can breed them up, yes, it still takes time, but it really helps to accelerate your grind a lot more than I think people realize. So my answer to that is unequivocally, yes, I do think this is worth it. I personally think this is the best daily reward item out there. And I would say that absolutely over the slot machine and definitely over the carrot dispenser. I think it ranks like wheel because of the unique rewards. Wheel, slot machine, carrot dispenser in that specific order, because obviously you can use the slot machine to help get some additional progress, which is obviously not a bad thing, and that part is, you know, pretty neat. But that's where I'm at. That's what I think. That's my opinion on it. Feel free to disagree with me, right? But I do genuinely think anytime you can get just free rewards every day on the reset, you're giving it a spin, you're trying to find some stuff, I think is pretty good. I really do. I think is valuable and could be really valuable to a lot of players. I just feel bad. I think the biggest miss with this event, to be honest with you, is that they did Pursuit of Luck right before it. Logically in my brain, that just doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they did that. I genuinely don't. I don't know why right before this event they did that, because if it was me and I spent my caps spinning it, and maybe I did get to the slot machine that time, I'd be a little peeved that I wouldn't be able to then go and get this wheel of chance. Now, again, I strongly believe that it's probably going to come back around in the rotation during the Pursuit of Luck events, and it's going to rotate between the wheel of chance, the slot machine. If you get both of those, then you'll get the brick room. If they do that, totally fine. Kind of a neat way to entice for this year with this reward. But I do think Pursuit of Luck probably could have waited. I'll just leave it there. So that's what I got here for you today. Kind of a quick update one. Some good progress. Really excited. Wanted to showcase and kind of talk about a recent Port Lab excursion, what we're doing with the repair bench, how we're using some resources here on free to play, what we're kind of focused on. Definitely still grinding settlement, definitely grinding transport hub, grinding some season here, just really trying to get some progress, grinding up some steel to start getting our steel base really built up here. And, I'm excited for all of those things. And I hope you are too. I really do appreciate the support here. I know this is kind of more of an update video and me just chatting at you, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so very much. One of the other things that I am going to jump into here very quickly, probably in the next 2 days or so, is getting back to some raids. I've got this raid ready and queued up. This is a really good time since I'm going to be hitting these locations to go and do that. So I'm going to wait for a couple of resets on like Bunker Alpha and my Blackport PD. Once those two are reset, I think we'll jump into another episode, try to get a couple of raids going, and get that streak up and running too, to get some good rewards and some materials and some guns and some goodies, because all the things would help me out as well. So thanks for watching this one. Gonna flash some socials, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to catch up with our journey, check the playlist down below. We got every episode down there. If you want to kind of deep dive on some topics, we got our Wasteland Survival Guide. Again, probably be doing a repair bench one here soon. Got some tier list stuff coming up. Really excited for that. More main account content. We're going to be having our dog fight some more bosses. I'm really excited about that as well. And just stay tuned for lots more action. We'll see what else is coming up here pretty quick. You know, we're going to get through this event, and then, you know, we're on the tail end, or you know, steadily approaching potentially the next big update with the revamped region. Maybe we'll get some more info here relatively soon, hopefully, and pretty excited about that. So stay tuned to the channel. We do appreciate it. Help us get to 10K. Smash that subscribe button. Likes and comments are appreciated. And if you want to continue the discussion, jump over to the Discord. We got a channel for Last Day on Earth, and we love chatting with you over there as well. So thanks for everything. Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you soon. Peace.